Hey everyone, Sunrise Kai here. Today I'm going to be watching the 8th episode of 16-Bit Sensation: Another Layer. Last episode we ended off on a very interesting note because the show does keep on delivering in the way of unexpected endings to the episodes. But yeah, apparently the big twist here is that the one that disappeared was not in fact Konoha, which people were definitely concerned about, So some trust issues as far as her staying around to do a job, from people, understandably. But this time, no, it's their head programmer, Mamoru Kun himself, just vanishing through the same method, looking at an old arrow again. And yeah, that could very well mean he traveled back in time. So I'm very eager to watch this episode just to see exactly what comes of that. So let's just jump onto it and find out the answer to that. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and support me on Patreon for access to the picture-in-picture version and stuff. So let's begin in 3, 2, 1, cut. Looks like a grandfather clock, perhaps. Very much represents time travel. Who are you? That's not Mamoru. Definitely got some retro tech around here. That's for sure. Yeah, just TVs for days. But that doesn't look retro, I don't think. Yeah, where exactly are we? When are we? Mamoru, I think that's... I mean, I'm just guessing, but I think that's Mamoru Kun's voice, and this is... I'm pretty sure the place we saw before, that was strange. Yeah, I think that was the girl we saw before. That was strange. So much is happening right now. I'm trying to process it all. But... yeah, I have several questions. Hopefully we get some answers. So yeah, I'm just full of questions. I don't know what's happening right now. Mamoru Kun got, that's still even that's an assumption. I assume he went back in time, but did he? So even the most basic assumption, I'm not even sure about right now. But he went somewhere, that's for sure. Maybe we went to like the hub world for the Aeroge time travel devices. I don't know. And we'll get some answers on why that's a thing, how it works. Maybe. Yeah, that's a place. So that shot makes a little bit more sense now. Bama bama. Bama bama. Bama bama. Bama bama. Stato. There we go. Echo. So, Mamoru-kun, how are you holding up? Please ask all the important questions that I'm not able to ask these people. Like, where are we? When are we? Who are you people? Does that happen often? So I've heard. I mean... yeah, he looked all holography. Okay, I guess you have to give a guess at one of those bands. But seriously, who are you people? So yeah. 1985, so my assumption was right, but that's still weird. Like... but I am glad the first thing he does is ask those important questions. Oh god, it's so old. Television, radio. I tried to read that as best I could. Latest model. Recommended. I assume he's looking for his PC-98. Oh, there we go. Latest model. From their perspective. And of course, that's what he confirms the time he's in. Which means it's all true. Gotta love that ancient camera there. No smartphones here. So now that we've calmed down, let's ask the follow-up questions. Echo Soft. Cool. So we got a little company here. That was the one. Yeah, I got that much, but I does kind of look at the same spot. I feel like 100 years ago, probably still was a game company. Somehow. Some Manzai going on there. Yeah, what was there even really to do for fun back in 1985? Had to have been pretty limited. He truly has become the new Konoha. You probably have never heard of it, but it's something we're working on, you know. But yeah, it's gotta be really new stuff from back then. We need a programmer. You willing to help us out? Okay. You know, I would have guessed that. He's a simpler man than you might think. Oh, okay. Okay. Did you enjoy your beverage? I mean, we're so far back in time now. He really has become the new Konoha. She just had her protagonist role just stolen from her. That's so messed up. You could say that. Not a lot of options, yeah. I can see. Only 2 people, yeah. Yeah, that's also a little bit weird. Come here, Echo. Come here, boy. Come here, Echo. Just so many cans of coffee. Kohi. What are we being paid? I mean, wages must not have been very high back then. Little bobble thingy. I don't know what it's called, but I haven't seen one of those in ages. Yeah, I gotta love that fast loading speed. The pain. Pain Pecco. Echo 1. Cling wrap scanning. Now this is all so old school. Like, can you imagine the low resolution monitors you would have back then? $45,000, yeah, that would be a lot back then. The show's not the same without Konoha. Very, very simple animation. It was like 2 frames. That's not even double digits. Looks like Shovel Knight character color scheme. Looks like it. Githrin. I have heard that word before. Mamoru Sensei, please teach me your ways. Gotta love system beeps. Yeah, but nowadays we got dedicated artists and all that. Shady. But I'm pretty sure in that one shot, several episodes ago, we saw some advanced tech or something from this place, didn't we? Like, am I just crazy or just misremembering? 7.5 out of 10. That's an excellent bending over page. Fair. Is that because horse like a force field or something? Like, I'm still not sure about that. Maybe I shouldn't worry about it too much. which do I get? Just I'll get everything. Basic. He still has that band thingy too. Like, there's something going on with this company. I'm not sure what. The show is so confusing sometimes. But I'm here for it. Imagination. I was wondering the same thing. I think he's just kind of tuning. Just thinks it looks cool. Just drop him in water. Why not? What are you trying to do exactly? Develop waterproof stuff? Energy. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely something going on here. I know, right? It's not a great cover, no. How can you not? Okay. Can you please elaborate on that? Are you a literal robot? Like, you don't usually see video games talked about in these terms. Yeah, I'm just getting more and more confused. Don't mind me. Okay. That's pretty cute, actually. I'd give that a 8 out of 10. Wow, he gave him a better score, damn. But yeah, I'd say 9 is probably fair. I do like how he takes it seriously, though. Delicious. It's really not. uh, you're kind. Are you with like Kyubey over here? You know, from Madoka. Is that what the Madoka song was foreshadowing? Anyway, back to donuts. They are quite tasty. It's a good question, actually. course, why not? Probably more time travel. Or dimension travel, or both, I don't know anymore. He doesn't seem too concerned. Yeah, how do you worry? I don't understand. I think she was a magical girl not too long ago. She'll be fine. Yeah, I bet she added a much needed cuteness to the company. Where exactly do you expect to find her? He misses her. That art. So, some of those actually look kind of decent from the cover art. Okay, that's a large backpack. Yeah, 3D glasses. I guess somebody was checking out a 3D movie at the theater. I missed you. Yeah, she's probably not used to being worried about, considering the other Echo. A walk. Like, seriously, you gotta be tired after a week-long walk. What's going on here? Is that just her, did you just raise some more affection points with her route? Is that what happened? Her affection meter went up? I feel like that's what happened. She was pretty cute. Next outfit? Didn't we already do that outfit? I'll give you 100, just to be nice. Dude, damn. Wow, we tanked the score there. I think you lost your points. Ironically. But, yeah, what happened to your eye there? Are you okay? Was the 0 points out traumatizing? What? Don't smile like that's supposed to mean anything to me. Get back here. I am so confused. Okay. Well, that's not helpful. Should I be concerned? Yeah, why not just do that? I've turned off my brain. I'm just gonna enjoy the ride now. So do they just fuse into one being? Do we have like a abomination now? Okay. Okay. So obviously they're aliens, robots, interdimensional travelers, something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but I'm going to assume another reason why we can time travel. But yeah. Looking good. It is a nice view, for sure. It's great that life would not be the same without it. But yeah, back then it wasn't what it would eventually become, though. So probably less than impressive back then. Back to energy. Very, very true. It's my imagination. I guess it was the fusing that did it. That would make sense. Sense, quote unquote. Well, there she is. That is imagination for you. Apparently you can explain a lot with it. I swear I'm watching Madoka. Okay, things are happening. What? Now you ask that question. Actually kind of getting chills right now. Thank you. Would you like an autograph? Yeah, I think it might be time to go back, Mamoru-kun. Some cute jumping, but yeah, we're going. But seriously, what did I watch? Looks like he may have went back to exactly where he left though, so that's good. So not gonna be the, you know, the 1 week disappearance we get with Konoha. But it makes sense because this is his present, so. So, yeah, that does suck. But yeah, so it's good. So that's gonna be how it is. Anybody else feel tired all of a sudden? Yeah, we get the previous shots with all that cleavage, and then we get these two that do not have much in that of that. Coco Doko, where am I? Ask the important questions. Okay. Yeah, that was anime right there. Okay, so that was the 8th episode of just 16-bit sensation, another layer. I'm not even sure where to begin with this one. Like, We followed up on Mamoru-kun disappearing. So, nothing too shocking there. He went to 1985. Again, not too shocking. I speculated as much. But, like, this whole Echo Soft thing we got with, like, Echo, and Echo, they put, like, a red band on him when he's all transparent-y, as if they're basically stabilizing his existence in this timeline. Because that's definitely what it did, because as soon as he put it on him, he hardened back up. Maybe a better way to phrase that, but you know what I mean. He just wakes up, he sees the 30-ish TBs back there with static on them. But yeah, even though all that happened, he was still had the presence of mind to ask the important question, when is it? He didn't really believe it. He had to go confirm it himself the way Mamoru would definitely confirm it. I did enjoy getting some of the shots of the old school 1980s fashion from some of the people. But all this latest models of things that are super duper old. But he did confirm that it is indeed 1985. And much like what Konoha does, go back in time, help develop a Bishoujo game, So that's what he. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So that is basically what he got assigned to do here. I suppose he made money. Suppose he got things, but I don't think he brought anything back, unfortunately. But yeah, just very, very strange. So much so what's going on here, because like I said before, we got a quick shot of them. I think most of the green-haired girl with like high-tech holographic advanced technology something around, like, so because of that I was a little bit confused when they were in the past, because those are kind of contradictory to each other, but like it's just how it is, I guess, because they're not normal, they're not from here. I don't think we even got a solid answer on what they are even by the end of it, but like definitely some kind of multi-dimensional higher being of some sort that doesn't truly understand imagination, and of all the people to help them with that goal of imagination, it's our stubborn programmer, Mamoru-kun. That's something. Also enjoy the one image just very slowly loading, because it's hard to notice, just how much faster computers are today than they are from 30 or 40 years ago, because the faster they get, the more people make them do, if that makes sense. So you don't really notice it too much, but like, yeah, if you would suddenly use a computer from 30, 40 years ago and try to make it do something today that's done fairly quickly today, it's just not going to be done fairly quickly. Like, just because I remember when I first got a computer, like they had like maybe 500 megabytes of RAM. Like, just technology gets better and better. But we did get to learn a little bit about the old school retro methods on some of the stuff, which was cool to see. People kind of making the best of what they had, especially the colors and all that. Because they had like this knight here. It's got like what? Dark blue, light blue, white, black, like 4 colors. And yeah, you can pretty much tell what it's meant to be, like it's definitely done well. But regardless, their games have no energy. They have no soul, I guess you could say, with what you'd call it nowadays. But also, apparently, Echo 2, is that what we call the green-haired girl? She's our resident photographer, our cameraman. So I guess that's just what her job was. I did enjoy the cosplay from her, getting the scores from Mamoru-kun. That was interesting, the element that they had as well. But like I said in the reaction, but it definitely has a very different feel to it without Konoha. She is a much-needed element of cuteness, comic relief, energy, right? And I know they had our green-haired girl here, but like it's not the same. I mean, it was an element of cuteness, which is good at the episode had that, but she is definitely no Konoha. Like, that's definitely very clear. But yeah, we have these weird experiments going on where he's like dropping it in the water and all that, and talking about measuring energy. It's just all so weird to watch. It's kind of surreal, honestly. But yeah, eventually got that outfit from her where it's like a pink, red bow, white. Definitely the best outfit by far. Like, you really get to see those legs and everything. Even that pose she did, the one with like the hand on the hip and the kind of piece on the head, it was a great pose. It was definitely a good pose. I enjoyed getting kind of like the behind shot of it too. You get to see the big old like heart hole on her back. It's probably a better word for it than that, but I'm gonna call it her heart hole. But she would definitely appreciate getting the 90 and gave us a very, very cute wiggle as a result of that. Little did she know later in the episode she would get a 0, sadly. But I also enjoyed that we got donuts as an explanation of the imagination physics, imagination concept. I don't know how to even explain it really. But like, we're trying to get to the bottom of imagination and all that. And he's like, that's not imagination, that's reasoning based on experience. And he is right, you know. So yeah, it is a little bit hard to define imagination. I mean, I think they kind of did it later in the episode, but yeah, it's definitely, by its very nature, very unscientific. So very hard thing to like, for any kind of robotic kind of existence to really get a good grasp of it. But to the point that even Mamoto-kun was kind of like wondering, yeah, what is imagination? I almost want to Google it, but I'll do that later. We did have our girl disappear for a while, but we found her. Not too hard. I do want to go back and look at the, because we saw some cover art for some of the games. I do want to look at that again real quick. What's that? It goes by too quickly. Let's try this again. Okay, so we have, yeah, different games here. This first one, we have a purple-haired girl. It's like, I feel like I could almost do the art this well in MS Paint. Not quite, but I could get approaching this level of art in MS Paint if I had enough time. But it's not great. But anyway, first one just says EcoSoft no Bishoujo game. So yeah, EcoSoft Bishoujo game. I think, do they all say that? EcoSoft no Bishoujo game. Yeah, I think there's also, man, really not a lot of creativity here. I mean, the covers themselves aren't bad. Like the idea of the covers themselves. Like when we have a couple girls that are very clearly in gym class, just kind of sitting down. You know, I like the idea of that cover. But like you have just this, like, because aside from the characters themselves on the cover, you have the background color, which is just like a gradient, like you can do in any kind of image editing software, where you just have a color, but it's one color, but it's like a gradient of it. So it's like, it's not like it's just a box of green, as an example. It's just like a different shade of it. I don't know art terms, but hopefully you get what I'm trying to say. It's a very lazy way to get a half decent looking single color background of something. But we had the green one. God, why does it go by so quickly? Because yeah, the other one we had was this one's actually getting better because it's got, again, 2 girls on the cover, but one is a full body shot. The other one is just the head of a girl that looks very troubled, like she's got a lot going on in her head, you know. So I have to imagine. It's definitely a sci-fi visual novel. I'm gonna just throw that out there. Then we got this one. It's like sideways, but just a girl sitting on her bed. Again, not a bad idea for a cover. This one, just plenty of cleavage on this one. Just a girl on the beach on her belly, clearly waiting for the protagonist to rub sunblock on her back and get really embarrassed about it. So, but yeah, the covers themselves are pretty good, aside from the art itself not being the highest quality. But the ideas for the covers themselves really aren't that bad, considering the lack of imagination from these people, you know. But it's really hard to read them when they're sideways. Okay, this way. Yeah, EcoSoft Bishoujo game still says the same. But this one has a succubus and a dragon in it, so it's got to be good. She actually has a scythe, too. Huh. Maybe she's supposed to be a Grim Reaper rather than a succubus. Either way, somebody's definitely piqued my interest. Then we have the final one put down here, which maybe I assume that's the one we were working on. I don't know. But that one just has like a girl and a giant cat, question mark. That's got to be a giant cat, right? So, yeah, that's an idea. So yeah, I know I spent a lot of time on that. I just want to look at all the covers, because there'll be some good ideas there. They have definitely put out more games than I thought they did. But we did find, you know, Girl Echo, that's what I'm going to call her, Girl Echo. We found her apparently just watching a 3D movie. That's possibly taking Echo for a walk. Echo dog. But, you know, we found the echolocation, so that's the important thing. And also, yeah, the way she put, like, scores on the outfits themselves, that was a nice touch. Although, she did get a 0 for that, didn't she? Yeah, just 0 points, man. That's how you know you pissed them off. But that triggered her so much the light literally left her eye. But this somehow transitioned us into knowing and understanding imagination, I guess. because she talks to Echo number 1 about it with no imagination now, and then they fuse together because she can't say it in words, and then we have the glowing and the touching and the shining, and they come to the roof. He comes to the rooftop, and we get to see the overall Akihabara. Talk about how what a great place is going to be someday. But then we get to see the energy, and like apparently energy congregates to this town, which makes sense. Yeah, this will become a place where anything is possible. Very true. And then he kind of talks about different stories and stuff like that. Obviously, we have zombie ones and all sorts of stuff. Yeah, eventually we just have a earthquake and he just ends up going back. But like, even just kind of skimming through it again, it's still hard to fully grasp everything. Like, I still don't completely get what they're supposed to be. They keep talking about past and present and future and all that, and the opening the game, him opening the game brought him here, right? So they have to be responsible for the time traveling games, right? Like I guess, but so they're probably from the future that have done time traveling themselves, but like my head hurts because they're acting like they're not even from here, like they're from like a different world entirely, right? But so maybe they're from the future, but just from somewhere else and the future. I don't know. If you got a better understanding of what happened this episode, be sure to let me know in the comment section below. But like that episode was a trip. Most of the show's been pretty grounded so far, nothing too complicated, right? Like even though it had time travel, it wasn't too complex. Just you open game, you go to where the time when the game was made, you go back eventually. Like nothing too complicated on that, but that one little sliver of unknown stuff going on that we got before that got greatly expanded on in this episode has now, come to the forefront and confused me to no end. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Like, I'm sure we're not done with these people, but like, man, Mamoto-kun's got a story to tell people if he decides to. But like, they were throwing words at me like thermodynamics and quantum, and just, I'm a simple man. Please don't confuse me. But yeah, it's like, because I mentioned QB a little bit in the episode, and because some things he said did kind of resonate with, it did remind me of that, because QB, he came here from somewhere else, trying to get energy, right? Talked about humans and the possibility with them and all that. Just, if you see Madoka, you know what I'm trying to say. Like, some of that did kind of echo here. And we did have a Madoka song not too long ago in the show, so I feel like it's probably intentional. But man, just I want Konoha back. No offense, Mamoto-kun, you're fine. I like you well enough, but you're not Konoha. You'll never be Konoha. So hopefully we get to see Konoha next episode. But this was interesting. Definitely piqued my interest and kept me engaged the whole time, wondering what exactly is going on. Even though by the end of the episode, still wondering exactly what's going on. It's still good stuff. So yeah, I think that's all I have to say. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.